Hello, thank you all for being here and attending my workshop. I'm going to talk about how to use inertiajs to create an SPA with CakePHP and Vue. This is my first time I have to do a presentation in English, but I'm trying to try my best, and so you can understand what I say. Normally, I don't use this laptop. It's very slow, sorry, and it's a Windows. Normally, I work on Linux. Well, my name is Andres Campanario. I'm from Barcelona, Spain. I have been developing in PHP for 25 years. I started in the university, creating the first job offers portal in the university for the students. After a few years working in a few companies, big and small, I decided to work on my own, and I decided to use CakePHP and a base tool for my customers. I love programming with CakePHP since version 1.3. I also collaborate with an NGO in the Raval, that is a neighborhood in Barcelona, which focuses on promoting education, sports, and combating marginalization and exclusion of young immigrants. Currently, I'm working on CakeDC as a senior PHP developer. Summary. My presentation is divided in three parts that match with these three tracks in the project repository. The project repository is in the bottom right of the slides. Tag 1, how to create a single page application that sends values generated from back to front. Tag 2, how to send a request from front to back, and how to back response with the JSON data, avoiding the page rollout. Tag 3, how to generate the necessary templates to bake a complete CRUD system for a simple database model. In each slide, at the bottom left, you can see in which tag we are in case you want to consult the code. What is inertia and how it works? Inertia allows you to create a single page, fully rendered client-side applications without the need to use a specific API for a data change. Inertia has no client-side routing. Inertia isn't a framework. It can be considered as a data change interface. This is a simple graph that summarizes the primary idea. To connect from and back, we use inertia package to do requests such get or post through the layer provided by inertia library that involves all data transmitted. Well, let's get started. Installing a basic CakePHP 4 or clone this repository from my GitHub account, and don't forget to choose the corresponding tag for see how develop. Install Vue and dependencies. In this example, we will use Vue version 2.6 and Node.js version 14. The first thing is to create a package JSON file in your project root. And the most important dependencies we will need are inertia, inertia Vue, Vue version 2.6, portal Vue to render components, Vue metadata manager, Vue loader for Webpack, and Laravel mix. Also note the include of the Laravel mix package that is used to compress, minify, and deploy our app to the webroot.js directory. Create Vue app. To create Vue app, first we create a Webpack mix.js file that we will use to make the deployment of the application to webroot.js directory. Also, we create an app extractor inside the resources directory on the CakePHP. In the JS directory, we create a file app.js on root that only dispatch the component to render, and a components directory, and inside this, the components that we will create. The file app.js is very simple. The objective of this file, app.js, is to dispatch actions. The app renders a component with the same name of the action, controller, and past variables values as properties to the view component. Only 3 points to be highlighted on this slide. Line 14, get the app element of the DOM in which our application we will render. Line 22, convert the content obtained from the DOM element, dataset, to JSON, and pass it as properties to the component. Line 23, import the component. In this case, the first component is dashboard.view. Dashboard.view. At this point, we create a dashboard function on pages controller, PHP, and set an array $page variables with 2 positions, other and text, and his value is hello world 1, hello world 2. Next, we create a dashboard.view that is our first component in the app. It's a simple view that prints values received. Also, add a specific config root for the first access to pages dashboard. Inertia response trait. Now we need to create an inertia response trait file. This trait is necessary to include on pages controller and the all controllers baked to replace the before render function and set the inertia view class that we will create in the next slide. Inertia view. The inertia view class is responsible for setting the page variable, which contain all shown variables and other things like an URL or component name to view now which component to load in the app.js. In this example, you can see that the response includes 3 values. Component, this is a text made of the name of the controller and the name of the action. URL as a base URL. And the property variable page that we set before with values in controller action. The value is other and text, and hello world 1 and hello world 2. Next, we need to create a helper. The helper to run a div tag in which we will place variables that our CakePHP will pass as properties to the component that view will generate. In this example, we put this helper on layout.php and replace directly this fetch content for this inertia make. But it could be used in many other ways, but as it is a helper in any view. Also, we need to add app.js in the head tag. But app.js is in the resource directory. Why is the file located in this web.js directory? Because we use reliable mix with Webpack. When we execute on command line npm run dev, this script compile, minify all necessary files and deploy it to web.js directory. That's all, folks. That's all, folks, for tag 1. Last, for tag 1, we need to execute this command line. In command line, npm run dev on the project root and clear the browse cache. We can see the values that were put on the dashboard page function. It's only for tag 1. It's very slow, this laptop. In this screenshot, only view that the variable page that has two values that are printed in inspector console with console log. Well, continue with the tag 2. Well, let's go with tag 2. Now, we use the inertia link tag provided by inertia library to create navigable links. Then we need to update dashboard.view, add another function who we are on pages controller, and update app.js to resolve component by name. Then we need to add also a middleware, an inertia middleware. This middleware is to evaluate the type of the call reserved in order to perform some actions. If it's an inertia call, we should to add detectors. These detectors are for example, to receive data or to decide which view to use. We create the inertia view, and now we create the inertia JSON view. Next, first we need to update the inertia response rate and add to set the inertia JSON view in if the request is inertia. Then we create an inertia JSON view. That is a copy of inertia view that we create before, and update render function to return serialized data instead of normal data. That is the end of the tag 2. Let's go with tag 3.
Are you sharing the code? Or
Yes.
Because we only see this in the slide.
How?
Are you sharing the code with the screen?
No. No. Let's go with track 3. Then we need to update CakePHP with some things. Now we go to the principal objective of this workshop, that is to bake a CRUD and runs completely in the browser with a reloading page. We will create a simple database with pages, categories, and tags. And we need to update the inertia response trait to add flash messages and CRF token. In the view side, also need to update some things. Then we need to update package.json with new dependencies, multi-select, date picker, and view2 editor. Components that install it with npm install. And also create a layout .view as an horizontal menu in the resources components directory, and update the existing components dashboard and who we are. We need to create an extractor before baking. We will create an extractor for the controller and templates twig files inside the templates directory of the CakePHP. You can see the base tree structure at vendor CakePHP bake. We replicate the following templates in our structure: controller, controller action templates, and those of this controller action views. Controller twig and CRUD functions. In the controller twig file, we need to add inertia response trait, so it is used in all baked controllers. Also, in elements controller, we will override the CRUD functions with these chains. Check the schema to parse the data time if its data is time stamp fractionals columns using frozen date class, set errors var variables on template, and modify the association belongs to many to call find all instead of find list. Index twigs controller function. Special attention to this index, this template, index.twig controllers function. We need to generate URLs for pagination and pass directly to the template. This for the view component to create the pagination links with a simple loop containing the inertia link tag provided by the inertia library. Index twig, computed, refer to the computed function. In our index.twig, we'll do an index.view component in comparison with the original index.php generated. We will highlight it. All links are replaced to use inertia link tag provided by inertia library. On the headers table links, we need to apply our function change direction to sort elements and alternate direction on runtime. And we need to check column data type, but if it's a date, we need to apply moment format function. And we need, for the last, to add a CSRF token to the post link. Form twig, properties. In the section properties of the object of view, as in the previous slide, in our form.twig, we'll do an add.view and edit.view components. We will highlight add token, error, and flash properties, and generate one prop for each belongs to many relation. Then also include view components, view editor, date picker, and multi-select. Methods. In the section methods of the view template, on the data component function created for that structure, we need to use associations belongs to many and the field files variables. On the mount component function, we fill the form values. We fill the form values. If it's an edit action, we also fill belongs to many values in the form. For tweak, submit. This is the last for the component. The last thing to be highlighted is to submit the form. We use the action post of inertia provided by inertia view that this creates a request with the data from the form to an URL and adds a CSRF token inside it. The most important one, baking models and controllers. Let's go start baking. Baking model as normal, mean cake, bake, model categories, model tag, model pages, controller the same, bake controller categories, tags, and pages. But when baking templates, before baking templates, we need to create a new command. This command extends the bake command template command. For example, I name it as a view template command. We only need to modify two things in this file. On get template path, we change the target templates directory to the resources directory. And in the bake function, we change the file extension saved to .view. Then bake as normal, but with this new command: view template categories, bake view template page, bake view template tags. This is the last, and okay. This is for tag 1. I see dashboard view and the values that set in the pages controller. And then npm.dev. It's slow. It's generating, compiling, minify.
Loaded up the fast files, yes.
Yeah, that's it. Yep. 89, 95, 99. Okay. Now we'll mix generate JS app.js and other two files for each component. Clear cache. I see dashboard, that is the home, and who we are. I change these values, hello world 3, hello world 4, for who we are, and home, hello world 1 and 2. And the page is avoiding to reload. Tag 3, it's anytime. It's very slow, is the problem. I need a new laptop. Nope. Nope. 10%, but 12. Seventeen, 18, 19. $95. 99. Okay. In this case, there are a lot of files. In this example, it's not only use the first file, that is app.js. And not use the other files, but it's a simple CRUD, and don't use another libraries and other modules that are in view. And when I go to with view, there is need to clear cache. And previous I baked pages, categories, and tags. For example, create a new tag. Tag for return the flash message in the same request, the component to render tag index, the props, properties, flash, the flash message, the links, and the tags. Or is returned from the add view. Category, new category, another post without reloading page, and we create a page. In this page is first title, CakeFest description, select one category, select one date, today is 29, and tags, CakeFest tag, and tag for case. So relation belongs to one and belongs to many. Saving the page, no reload the page, and if I view the new page created with two tags, CakeFest tag for CakeFest, and the category, CakeFest category, and can navigate. This is all. Thank you all for coming to CakeFest. Thank you so much for attending my workshop. I hope that you liked it and it will be useful to use someday in the future. If you have any question or visit Barcelona, feel free to email me at andrescampanario@gmail.com. And special thanks to CakeDC team for their support and help and this opportunity.